Hello everybody and welcome back to RainBro Crafts. My name is Colton and today I will be making for you our mango coconut milk soap. This soap actually uses powdered coconut milk in the base recipe and the fragrance blend is really great. It does also discolor to this really fun deep rich brown color. So stay tuned and watch how I make this mango coconut milk soap. Alrighty, let's get this soap making started. We will do just like we do every single time, which is by putting our lye water and sodium lactate into our signature plant-based oil blend, and that oil blend is down in the description box below, so you can go check that out if you would like. This soap we have made 2, maybe 3 times, and it actually is a birthday soap for Zac's sister that she suggested last year, and it just keeps coming back year after year. It is a really good fragrance, and the one thing we kind of wanted to change it up a little bit this year is by putting powdered coconut milk in the soap. So the thing that powdered coconut milk does to soap is it helps keep the skin nice and hydrated when you use it. So while our soap bar is already very hydrating and keeps the skin nice and soft and moisturized, this does even more. So it's a really exciting addition. One thing that I noticed while making this is that the batter seemed to set up much quicker than just the normal soap batter recipe without the powdered coconut milk, which I have made a couple batches of soap with coconut milk in the past, and I remember that happening, so it must just be a coconut thing. Another thing we did is put some of that ultra gold mica into the soap batter from Brambleberry, and then I poured off about a quarter of the soap batter, which you'll see on the left hand side of the screen there in that gray picture. And that is because this fragrance oil discolors to a dark brown. I'll put a picture of the finished product up in the corner there for you to check out. And then I also remember from years past that it does accelerate pretty quickly. So that's why I hand whisked the fragrance oil into this soap batter. You can already see it was a pretty liquidy batter, pretty light trace, and it's already thickening up. Because it discolors to such a dark brown, there's not a whole lot you can do with it, but that ultra mica actually makes a really cool effect when the soap batter is dark, because you actually can see the sparkle in it still, which is kind of unique. So that's why it's kind of a simple base. I did want to add a little extra something, and so you'll see that I put some of our gold mica in our trusty tea strainer, and I just dusted it over the top, so there will be a nice golden line between a deep dark brown and then the bright orange of that top color. I will then just hand whisk that in and then pour it over the soap batter. I didn't really need to break the fall with our scraper there because it was pretty set up at this point, but it's better to be safe than sorry, and it doesn't take a ton of extra work to do this extra step. We will scrape out that soap container because we are done with it. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. It does really help us out. It helps other people find our channel and keeps us making soap and other fun things for you all to watch. Also, if you haven't done so, click that bell icon so you can be notified when we do new videos, which as of right now are every Tuesday and Thursday at noon Pacific Standard Time. The final thing we will do for the top is I spritzed a little of that gold Enigma mica with our atomizer on the top. It's hard to see in this video just because of the lighting. And then I just did some very abstract kind of swooshes just to give it a little extra texture on the top there, because even though it's a pretty simple design, dark brown, gold line, orange top, I wanted it to still look a little extra fancy. It is kind of a luxurious smell with that coconut milk and that like rich mango fragrance. So I wanted that top to be kind of reminiscent of that. One thing, and I don't think I did it on this batch, was since that orange layer is so thin, you had to be pretty careful with the swoops, or you would kind of scrape that bottom layer. So one of our bars, actually, you can kind of see that dark brown through the orange because I got just a little too close to it. It's not the end of the world, but when you're doing a design like this where it's a pretty thick bottom, especially darker color, and then a thin top color, just watch out how deep you're going when you're doing swoops and spirals and things on that top layer. And then we will spritz it with some rubbing alcohol and put a lid on this. And then 24 hours later, here is our soap, and you can see just how dark brown that fragrance oil discolored. And that is because this is a pretty high vanilla content fragrance oil, and the higher the vanilla content, the darker brown it's going to turn, which is why it looks like this. We will just scrape off the edges a little bit, bevel the edges, that sounds a little fancier, with our vegetable peeler, just to give it a little bit more of a finished look and save some time in the back end when we're finalizing the soap bars, steaming them, and all of that kind of finishing work that I don't ever put on video. And then we will get our slab splitter and split this slab into loaves. And you'll be able to see here that like super pale, basically uncolored looking soap base. And then the contrast of that dark brown, it always kind of amazes me when soaps do that cool color shift, like our Herbalicious, and I'll put a card up in the corner for you to check that out. But this one does that too, where it's so pale and then it gets such a deep, rich color and you're not doing anything to it. It's kind of a fun effect. And then we will break out Dorothy and start a little soap cutting montage. The real kind of stunner of this soap bar is actually after it sets, because while this looks pretty, it's pretty basic, but when it gets that rich dark brown color, it really pops, especially the gold line with the orange top. The orange kind of looks a little dull, but once the bar finishes curing, it just looks so much better and richer orange, very mango-y. Just a really good bar. And that is it. That is our mango coconut milk soap with coconut milk added. Check that out online and in person starting September 1st. If you do want to support the channel, we have a subscription service. We love our subscribers. They help us do this channel and keep selling soap and keep making it. So definitely check that out on our website. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see what RainBro Crafts comes up with next, and also click that bell icon so you can get notified of new videos. Thanks, bye.